Hello and welcome back to our video. In this video, I'm going to teach you about control statements, control flow statements to be exact, and that is by the use of the if-else statements. Alright, these control flow statements, to be specific with if and else, this is the part wherein we are to base our output on the given conditions. So the best example we can see here is that, let's say for example, we have variable a, declared it with 5, and then int b declared it with let's just say 10. Alright, so if we are to use if else condition, we will get different outputs based on the given conditions. So for example, so a, by the way, you can just put else here if just for easy reading, by the way, a is less than b, something like that. So you can put an output here like a is less than b, something like that, and then you just have to copy this and paste it. So a is less than b, so aside from less than, let's change it to greater than b. Right, so click build and run, by the way, and obviously we get a is less than b. That is because the variable of a is holding the numerical number 5, which is lesser than the value being held by variable b, which is 10. Alright, so also if we are to change the data of this variable, let's make the variable a holding number 50 instead of 10, then we will get obviously this output here, which is, there you have it, a is greater than b, obviously because a is now holding the numerical number 50. Alright, so aside from that one, we can also do catching inputs from the user, because most of the time the data is unknown, and somehow we can give the freedom to our users on the type of data or the specific data to be entered to our programs. So let's say for example, the data for variable a and b are unknown, so we are to use of course the scanf function. So scanf function is used to capture user inputs. Alright, so first we need to prepare the data types and the variables. So since we are going to catch numbers, so let's declare integer, and then we have already variables, right? So let's declare a and b, and then there you have it. So this is an example of declaration of your variable, and then we are not assigning yet the data for our variables because we want our users to enter the data themselves, whatever that data they want to operate with. Alright, so let's give a prompt. And by the way, if you want your program to do something, you should always put here a prompt, right, prompt, and don't forget to put your statement with semicolon. And for printf function, just say hey user, enter first number. Right, so in order for our output not to concatenate, let's use \n, right, and let's use scanf. Okay, scanf function, you need to remember that it also accepts two parameter, right, a string symbolized by two double quotes and then an ampersand. Alright, that is for attaching the identifier of our variables where we want our data to be stored to. Alright, so since we know the data types of our variables a and b are both integer, so and I want to use a for this time, I just need to put the placeholder %d. And by the way, you need to be careful with your code because your code has to be written inside your main function. Alright, be careful. Okay, ampersand, and then call the identifier of your variable. So this statement says that it's going to catch a number, and the number is going to be stored in this variable. This is the indicator that the number is what we want to be caught in our program. So let's just copy this one and paste here. So you can ignore white spaces, by the way. So hey user, enter the second number. How about the second number? Right, so this time instead of a, we want the second number to be stored in the variable b, and we just need to change the identifier for the scanf in our line number 16. And here we want to correct our output. So instead of A, let's call this one first number is less than second number. And then here we have first number is greater than second number. Alright, so I guess our code looks good. So let's click build and run, by the way. Okay, so here is our output. Hey user, enter first number. Let's say for example 89. Hey user, enter 10 second number. So let's give the number 10 as output, input I mean. And there you have it. We get first number is greater than the second number. So by the way, in programming there is what we call two types of errors class. Alright, so what are the two types of errors? So let's just type it here in our comment section. I mean as a single line comment. So two types of errors in programming. So the first one is what we call a syntax error. Okay, so if we are to do something here like this one, what I did, I added something in line number 11, and whenever I click build and run, I will get something in return, which is an error. So this is what we call a syntax error, because there is something that is part of the code that is not intended to be part of the code. In short, your IDE can detect syntax error. So syntax errors are visible inside your IDE. Alright, so to fix this one, let me correct this. And another type of error is what we call a logic error or logical error, because this type this type of error goes against with our logic. Say for example, let's give a number 869 and then second number 500. So obviously first number is less than second number. Alright, what if we do it this way? Second number, first number, right? So and then second number, first number. So we will get a logic error this one. Okay, let's show it as an example. 58. Okay, and then let's keep 90, right? Okay, so if you can see, what we get here is not a syntax error but a logic error. That is because the first number we give is 58 and the second is 90. However, we get the output which is an error because it states that second number is less than the first number. But with our logic, as what we can see, 90, which is the second number, is greater than the first number, which is 58. So this is an example of a logic error. And sometimes logic error are harder to spot because sometimes they look good. Our IDE cannot detect them, by the way. Right, so to fix this one, let's just have to type it first number and second number, and then first number here and second number here. Right, so click build and run. Hey user, enter first number. So let's just give 1000 for example. Hey user, enter second number. Just say number 1. The first number is greater than the second number, and now it goes with our logic, and we don't get any syntax error or even logic error. Let's give another example just to make sure there's no error with our program. How about 1 here, and then we get 1000 here as the second number. So first number is less than second number. Alright, so I just hope you learned how to use the if-else statements in manipulating different outputs in accordance to the given conditions. Alright, this is the end for now, and see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and by the way, follow me on Twitter and give me a tweet if there is something you would like to say about our tutorials. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye for now.